Hello there, it is Kyle Russell of Crystal Concentrics doing part 2. I had thought I was going to be able to fit everything into one video, but that is simply not possible. What we're doing here in this series is we have grouped all of our SUGILITE pendants into 6 categories, and video 1 talks about the AA's and the A's, which command the highest prices. And now we're going to start talking to you about B, C, and beyond. And I'm going to show you my little card here. SUGILITE, because I have a metaphysical perspective, I consider it a voice energy zone stone, bringing hopes into reality, and also the manifestation stone. That's my book, my physical gallery, my phone app, Crystal Energy, and of course our website, crystalconcentrics.com. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about our level B pendants. So level B, what is it all about? So this one I actually debated putting in level A because it has that sort of pockmarked look that is unique to the chromatic SUGILITEs that have been coming out in recent years. And although most of this stuff is supposed to have been dug up in the 70s and 80s, I think that newer material is being found and secretly snuck out. In any case, I put this in B because it isn't translucent, it's not totally purple, and even though it's incredibly outstanding for what it is, I'm just not sure it can command the price that some of the others will command. This one is gorgeous, and you'll notice it is gel, so it's got gorgeous translucence to it, but the setting is not that great. It's kind of a flimsier, thinner setting. You can see the line on the back, and I just can't justify charging top dollar. An option that I could have is to reset it in a newer, fancier bale. Anyway, moving right along, let's see what else we've got. We've got some nice pinks, natural pinks, without you even having to put a light behind them. You got this one, which is real. Both of these are kind of rich. You've got a very rich purple on the right, but a lot of black. And then on the left, you have a more mottled look with more purple in more places, but still the presence of other material. Over here you have an incredible stripe of dramatic hematite running down the center. In this case, you have a bright pink gel piece right towards the top of it. This one I struggled with because it's an A piece in the sense that you put it up to the light and you get a lot of lucency to it. It is a little bit thick on the top, and so as a result the light doesn't go through all of it, and it is dark, but the color and lucency are very, very sweet. I still had to put it into the B's along with a piece like this. And again, what we're finding here, that's a really sweet piece. This is 18 karat gold over sterling silver, and that, I just got to show you, the patterning on this really had me ready to call it an A or a double A, because it's so wonderful. But you got to have some sort of cutoff somewhere, and unlike a lot of my other grading systems, this one really does break down to price. And so the price bracket that the B's are in, you can be sure that's going to be at the very top of that bracket. We do have some pink over here, natural pink. I know that's a great gel piece. These have little ropes on them, and I think I'm going to get proper veils. This one is a little bit light. It's not super purple, it's not super pink, and it's got a mottled look, but it's very uniform look, and that makes it kind of exquisite, and it's a big piece, which is kind of cool. This is an interesting piece because you've got something that's obviously some sort of gel going on there, but it's such a thin layer, and it's a textured layer. It's almost like a little worry stone there with the indentation in the center. It's got a lot of black underneath, and it is really the top layer that has that color. So because it's not through and through or otherwise super outrageous, then it doesn't go into the A and double A category. This is a really cool piece because you've got a labradorite underneath a SUGILITE. This one I love because there's so much depth of color and richness. It's a true rainbow. You've got purples, blacks, grays, blues, even the kind of a beigey color up in here. Sorry for the focus going in and out. This one is exquisite. Look at that color. Very nice. This one has a sapphire sitting on top of it and a very interesting color right there. This one is gel, which is great, but it's kind of pale and a little black section over at the bottom of it. So it doesn't meet the criteria that, say, all of these up here have. You see what I mean? It's not a uniform color. Now we're going to get into our other tray of B levels. So you'll notice when I'm at a distance, or if I take it away from the light, some of these end up looking pretty dark. Like, for example, this piece here, really exquisitely set. This is one of the ones I had custom set. And while I would have had the purple on the bottom or the top, the jeweler who made it decided to have the black on one side and the purple on the other. And if I bring it up to the light is really great. So because it wasn't more uniform, I mean, this is a truly outstanding designer piece, but it didn't make it into the A's because I don't think it's just not gonna reach the price that's possible with the A's. I have an A or a double A of this stuff, which is total gel, but because these are darker, these very interesting wrapped pieces with accompanying pink tourmaline here, and I believe that's a ruby or sapphire over there. Anyway, there's these interesting pieces which were strung onto silk, and the color is super bright and present. You don't have to coax that color to come out, and that's what makes it a solid B. If it were more translucent, it would be an A. This one, if it didn't have these darker areas, would be an A. Ditto with this one. Very cool what we've done with wire wrapping here to make it wearable. This is like some sort of fancy shoe. You've got pink, you've got purple, you've got the black. It's just an amazing piece. And it's got some weight to it also. So we will take into consideration the gram weight on these when we price them. This is a chromatic piece, and if you haven't heard before, my definition of chromatic, you see the CH there, is that it's simply a color. It's not translucent, but the color is so nice that it just cries out for recognition, and anyone who buys it can wear it and automatically show off the fact that it is a SUGILITE. Same here, where you've got a very interesting artistic spread of different colors. You don't have quite as much purple as I would like, but the fact that it's big has qualified it as a B level item. This one is interesting, and I thought, oh, you know, is it trans? I mean, the color is super rich on that. Look at that color. Again, I probably should have held some of these up higher to the light because this light is so wonderful at bringing out the best qualities of these pieces. But this one, truly, it gets so dark when it's not in the light that I had to classify it as a B instead of as an A. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't get it or that it's not wonderful. And again, these prices that you might see may not be accurate in the long run, so don't quote me on them. It's just some price references that I had from over the years. And I'm going to show, this is another one that I was debating whether I should put it in an A because look at that purple. But again, I think it's sort of right at the top. It would have been really nice to make this into a heart shape, maybe match the other side with a big plump silver half heart. Anyway, so this is your orientation to the level B SUGILITEs, and I'm realizing I had part one devoted to A and double A. I have part 2 devoted to the bees, which are quite wonderful. And I hate to grade these things in a way that makes you think that any one of them is not awesome. I just sold somebody something from the D's that's really great too. I mean, it doesn't mean that there aren't wonderful pieces in every one of these categories, but I had to draw the line somewhere, and I only have 6 categories, so it's not infinite and unlearnable, but there is a good and solid logic as to why each one of these has been attributed to the quality category that I have placed it in. Anyway, it's Kyle at Crystal Concentrics, and I hope you will stay tuned. Check out my part 3 and all my other videos. Remember, Sugilite is one of my favorite stones. In fact, it is pronounced Sugilite. I just found that out from my Japanese friend who confirmed that I was not mispronouncing it. And do check out my phone app, Crystal Energy, and my book, also called Crystal Energy. Visit in Massachusetts, my storefront, and of course online our site, crystalconcentrics.com. Thanks for watching.